Hello everyone, welcome to today's Sky Racing News, and of course the latest news in the last 24 hours has been dominated around Newcastle trainer Ben Smith, and as of this morning horses have already started to leave his stable, as we know, after charges were laid yesterday by Racing New South Wales stewards. The first of those at about 5 o'clock this morning was Eldorado Dreaming. As we know, the horse is destined to run on Saturday, and it will be running under the trainer Chris Lees, whose stables are about 25 metres away from Ben's. As long as the samples taken by stewards return clear, Eldorado will run in the T-Rows. We should mention also that Ben Smith has lodged application for a stay of proceedings until the full hearing takes place, but at this stage the Racing New South Wales appeals panel hasn't decided on that or goes against it. We'll keep you up to date on that. Another horse that Chris Lees has received in the early hours of this morning was the Tab Everest horse in Her Time. Now, owner Peter Brown, as I say, was there at Ben's stables this morning, overseeing, making sure everything goes to plan, that Ben was okay. In Her Time has joined the stables of Chris Lees, as I tell you. Peter Brown says, look, it's very embarrassing, obviously, for Ben, but we've got to comply with Racing New South Wales rules. Nothing will change with the horse's preparation. It will gallop on Friday between races at Newcastle. In Her Time will then barrier trial at the same track 5 days later and then runs first up in the Premier Stakes. Just while we're on the Everest, late yesterday afternoon into the evening, the news came through that Ryan Moore is going to take the ride on the US Navy flag for Aidan O'Brien. Ryan Moore, who's won Melbourne Cups and the like already in Australia, is a retained jockey for Coolmore, but now making this decision does miss a major meeting at Newmarket in England, the Dewhurst Stakes, but he's very much keen to be a part of this $13 million race called the Everest coming up on October 13. Well, on Saturday now at Randwick, and another appearance for the champion mare Winx, and at this stage she's got 7 rivals in the Group 1 Colgate Optic George Main. Winx really dominated in her first run back. We're going to hear a bit more about the way she's trained on with her normal media call tomorrow with the Waller-Bowman combination. But at the moment, Winx is $1.10 to win this race on Saturday. Lure Remain and Unforgotten lining up. And I can tell you that Egg Tart and Unforgotten, they're not accepted for in Flemington, so we do expect those two to be lining up against Winx on Saturday. What a race the shorts is going to be on the weekend. It's like a mini-Everest. There's 4 of them lining up. Redzel's drawn 3 in this field of 9. Brave Smasher's drawn 5. English is 9 from 9. And Invincible Star again draws inside Redzel in barrier 2. Let's hear from Peter Snowden about Redzel going into Saturday.
He's a great horse to have in the yard. He keeps on improving. I was really happy with his first up run. He's done everything right since then. Another tough race again Saturday, but he's trained on nicely and happy where he's at the moment. He certainly gives you a good feel. Some races, some good horses, you worry about him. Even Winx at times, you worry about her in races, how she's going. But Redzel shows his hand very early, how well he's going, and he travels so well. So it's a good feeling to have watching him.
Yeah, no doubt about that, and we're looking forward to Redzel. $1.80 draws again outside Invincible Star at $5, English at $5. At the moment, Randwick is a soft 6, but with glorious weather today and expected over the next few days, Randwick will continue to improve. Melbourne racing on Saturday is at Flemington, the Group 1 Mackay Diva, and while Unforgotten's not going there, certainly many stars of the spring will be lining up. As you can see, Kementari's the favourite. It's drawn barrier 8 in a field of 12. Humidor has drawn the inside. Kingswood Dream has drawn 10. And Happy Clapper for Pat Webster has drawn barrier 12 of 12. Flemington at the moment is a good 3, but there is suggestion of some rain on Saturday. It is only 2 to 5 mil, but it is being forecast for the races. And finally, some other general racing news. Of course, Saturday week at Rosehill, it's the Golden Rose. Damien Oliver's coming to Sydney. He's set to ride Seabrook for Mick Price in that race, and also prompt response in her return run in the Golden Pendant. Sunlight continues to be in Sydney. She has recovered from that elevated temperature. She's back under saddle, but her next run certainly will be in Melbourne, just a bit up in the air when that will be. And Newcastle Friday, as I mentioned, In Her Time will have that exhibition gallop Gee, the fields are good. Large lineups in all of the feature races. And Darren Weir comes to Newcastle. He'll have 4 runners, including Plain CL, lining up in the Cameron, which is the last race on Friday. Stacks of news around. If there's any developments ongoing right through the day, check out our media pages. And of course, if there's any update on the Ben Smith attempt there for a stay of proceedings, we'll certainly keep you right up to date.